Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Dear students, today I am going to explain the second part of the play If I Were You, written by Douglas James. I hope you have watched part 1. In part 1, we read how an intruder broke into the playwright's home. They discussed about some general things such as name, profession, living, etc. The intruder thinks himself smarter than the playwright Girard. Then what happened? Let us see in the lesson. Intruder, when you know why I broken into your little cottage, you will be surprised and it won't be a pleasant surprise. So when the playwright said that it was not a big deal to enter in his cottage, he said that it did not require a great pain or it did not require any smartness to enter in that cottage. Then the intruder replied that when he would come to know the reason of his arrival in that cottage, then he would be surprised, and that surprise would not be a pleasant surprise. Then Girard, what you figuring so largely in it, that is understandable. By the way, what particular line of crime you do embrace, or aren't you a specialist? Then Girard replied that he knew that his reason for his entering in that house and it would be shocking. Then he inquired about the crime that the intruder specialized in. He tried to ask the specialization of his crime. Intruder, my specialty is jewels robbery. Your car will do me a treat. It's certainly a dandy bus. Dandy means a powerful bus, or you can say stylish bus. Then intruder replied that he specialized in jewels robbery. He said that Girard's car would be a gift for him. It would give him enjoyment, and because it was stylish, it was like a powerful bus. Girard, I'm afraid jewels are few and far between in the wilds of Essex. Wilds means forests. Then Girard said that in Essex, jewels were hardly found. He wanted to say that it was futile for the intruder to visit the area as he would not find any jewels there. Then what the intruder said? So are the cops. I can retire here nicely for a little while. So the intruder replied that just like jewels, cops were also less in number in Essex, and in this way he could live there peacefully. He could spend some time freely there because there was no danger of cops. Then Girard said, "You mean to live with me? A trifle. Trifle means a small fact, sudden, isn't it? You have not been invited." Then Girard said that if the intruder wanted to live with him, he said that the decision was sudden. It was a small decision but sudden decision. And he said that he had not invited the intruder to live with him. Then what the intruder said, "You won't be here long, so I didn't trouble to ask." Girard, what do you mean? So, intruder replied that he did not take the trouble to ask the permission from Girard because he won't be there for a long time. Then Girard asked what did he mean by saying that. What the intruder said, "This is your big surprise. I'm going to kill you." Then intruder replied that it was a big surprise for Girard that he wanted to kill Girard. He was going to kill Girard. Then what Girard said? Girard said that a little harsh, isn't it? Girard said that the man sounded harsh. Intruder with heavy sarcasm. Ye means yes. I'll be sorry to do it. I have taken a fancy means liking to you, but it's just got to be done. The intruder replied that he would be sorry to do that because he had developed a liking for him, but he had to do that crime. After that, Gerard, why add murder to your other crimes? It's a grave step, grave serious step. You are taking. Gerard replied that killing a person was a serious crime and he advised intruder not to do that type of crime. Then what he said? Intruder, I'm not taking it for fun. I've been hunted long enough. I'm wanted for murder already. And they can't hang me twice. So then Tudor said that he was being chased by the police as he had already murdered a person, and if he would kill another one, the punishment would still remain the same as they could not hang him to death twice. After that, Gerard said, you are planning a gratuitous double, so to speak. Admitted you have nothing to lose, but what have you to gain? Gerard said that it meant that intruder was planning to murder him without any reason. He agreed that the intruder would not lose anything. But he asked him what would he get by killing him? What was the profit? He wanted to know the reason for him to kill Gerard. He wanted to ask the benefit of killing Gerard. But the intruder said, I've got freedom to gain. As for myself, I am a poor hunted rat. Miss as Vincent Charles Gerard, I am free to go places and do nothing. I can eat well and sleep and without having to be ready to beat it at the sight of a cow. Then intruder replied that in return of killing Gerard, he would get freedom. As he had committed a murder, he was hunted by the police and he was hiding like a rat. And he said that stealing, he wanted to steal the identity of the playwright Vincent Charles Gerard, and he would live a life of freedom. He could go to places, eat, and sleep without the fear of being caught by the police. So, dear students, he wanted to take the identity of Vincent Charles Gerard and he wanted to live a free life. He wanted to take his identity after killing Gerard. So, what happened next? Let us see. Gerard, in most melodramas, the villain is foolish enough to delay his killing long enough to be frustrated. You are much luckier. Here, Gerard said that in most of dramatic plays, melodramas means a drama full of emotions and suspense. He said that in most melodramas, the villain was shown as a foolish person, and at first he would delay the things, then he would get frustrated. After that, he would commit some mistake and get trapped. And then he said that intruder was much luckier than those villains. Intruder, I'm okay. I got a reason for everything. I'm going to be Vincent Charles Gerard. See, I got to know what he talks like now. I know that posh stuff. Posh means showy. Stuff comes easy. This is Mr. V.C. Gerard speaking. Pantomime of warning. Pantomime means express mime or to copy someone of warning in imitation cultured voice. And that's not all. He stands up. Got up a minute. Gerard stands. Now take a look at me. Then intruder replies that he was okay, and he said that whatever he was doing, there was a reason behind that. Then he said that he wanted to live on the stolen identity of Mr. Vincent Charles Gerard. Actually, he wanted to kill Gerard and wanted to take his identity. He wanted to live like him. See, after that, he said that he he tried to imitate he tried to copy Girard. He said that he enacted Girard's style of speaking, which he had learned when he had overheard Girard talking on the phone. Dear students, if you have read part 1, you know very well that at the beginning of the lesson, beginning of the play, Girard was speaking to someone on the phone. This intruder had heard the talking on the phone, and now he is the intruder mimed Girard and asked how was his performance. He said that look at me and tell whether he was performing well or not. Girard, you are not particularly decorative. He was not satisfied with his acting, and he also said that he was not looking like Girard. He was not properly decorative like Girard. Then Girard intruder said, "No, well, that goes for you too. Only got to wear specs, and I'll be enough like you to get away with it." Then intruder said that no, he was looking like Girard, but there was only one difference. That was the difference of specs. After that, Girard, what about your clothes? They will let you down if you are not careful. Then Girard said uh, that the dress sense, his dress sense was not like him, and it could put him in trouble. What he said, intruder, that'll be all right. Yours will fit me fine. He said that this was not a problem, as he would wear Girard's clothes. They would fit him well. Then Girard, that is extremely interesting, but you seem to miss the point of my remark. I said you were luckier than most melodramatic villains. It was not a tribute to your intelligence. You won't kill me for a good reason. Then Girard said that the intruder did not understand the remarks when he said that the intruder was luckier than most of melodramatic villains. He said that he was not praising the intruder's intelligence, but he wanted to say that the intruder would not kill him until he had a major reason to do so. Then intruder said, "So that's what you think." He said that that was what Girard was thinking, yeah, or Girard thought. Then Girard said that let me go. And thank God you didn't shoot sooner. Then Girard said that the intruder would leave him alive. He thanked God and said that the intruder had not shot him till now, and till that moment. Then intruder, come on, what's on your mind? Better be quick. This conversation bores me. Then intruder ordered Girard to be quick and disclose all that was going on in his mind. He said that he was getting bored by the lengthy conversation of Mr. Girard. Girard, your idea is to elude the police. Here, elude means befool the police by killing me and taking on my identity. Then Girard said that the intruder's plan was to escape, and he wanted to kill Girard and he wanted to steal his identity. But he said, "Yes, I like the idea." The intruder confirmed his plan. He said that he replied positively. He said that yes, he wanted to do like that. Then Girard said, "But you are sure it's going to help you?" Girard asked the intruder that he was he sure that the plan would help him to escape. Then what he said, intruder, now listen here. I got this all planned. I did a job in a town. Things went wrong and I killed a cop. Cop means policeman. Since then, I've done nothing but dodge. Dodge means cheat. He said that, Judy said that he had planned everything. He did a job in a town. Something went wrong, and then he murdered a policeman. Murdered a cop means murdered a policeman. Since then, since that day, since then, he was on the run. He was running from the police. Dodge means to avoid someone or to cheat someone, especially the police. So let us see the next. Gerard, and this is where dodging has brought you. Gerard said that finally the intruder had reached in that cottage while running from the police. Dodging means cheating the police. Intruder, it brought me to Aylesbury. That's where I saw you in the car. Two other people saw you and started to talk. I listened it. It looks like you are a bit queer. Queer means strange, kind of a mystery man. Intruder said that while he was running, he reached a town called Aylesbury, and there he saw Gerard, and he overheard two men discussing with Gerard, and their discussion revealed the Gerard's identity, and he Tudor came to know that he was strange and a mysterious man. Then Gerard said that a mystery which I proposed to explain. Gerard said that he could explain the mystery that surrounded him. Then Intruder said, Intruder, disregarding him, he did not pay attention towards him. He continued his conversation. You phone your orders and sometimes you go away suddenly and come back just the same. Those are just the things I want to do. Hearing about you was one of my luckiest days. So intruder did not listen Gerard. Then he continued his conversation. He said that Gerard used to phone and he used to give orders, and sometimes he went away suddenly, and after that he used to come back just the same. And he said that it was a great break, it was a good break, luckiest break to meet Gerard. He also wanted to do the things like Gerard. Getting to know Gerard was the luckiest happening for him. After that, what happened? Gerard apparently means clearly you haven't the intelligence to ask why I am invested in this clock of mystery. Gerard said that the intruder was not intelligent to guess that why was Gerard surrounded by this air of mystery, this cloak of mystery. Then intruder said, preparing to shoot. As I said before, this conversation bores me. So intruder prepared to shoot at Gerard, and as he was getting bored by the conversation. Then what happened? Gerard, don't be a fool. If you shoot, I'll hang you. Sure, you will hang for sure. If not as yourself, then as Vincent Charles Gerard. Intruder, what is this? So Gerard warned Intruder not to shoot, not to do that foolish act. If he shoot, if he shot him, then he would be hanged to death. He said that even if he stole Gerard's identity, he would be hanged to death. Intruder said that he became conscious, and he said, what was that? Why he was so saying that? Gerard, this is for big. This is your big surprise. I said you wouldn't kill me, and I was right. Why do you think I'm here today and gone tomorrow? Never see tradespeople. Tradespeople means merchant. You say my habits would suit you. You are a crook, clever. Do you think I am a Sunday school teacher? The game's up as far as I'm concerned. Things went wrong with me. I said it with bullets and got away. Unfortunately, they got one of my men and found things the fool should have burned. Tonight I'm expecting trouble. My bag's packed, ready to clear off. There is it. So the playwright is very clever. What he said? He said that this was a big surprise for the intruder. The reason behind Gerard's being a secretive man, he said that He did not meet the visitors, the merchants. This activity is being suitable for the intruder was that he was also a wrong man. He tried to the player tried to prove that he was also a wrongdoer. He was not an honest man like a school teacher. His game got over when he had to kill someone with his gun. After that, one of his friend got caught by the police. They got evidence against Girard from him. He wanted that man should burnt those proofs, but those evidence. But the police got those evidence. That particular night, Girard was expecting that the police could raid his house, his cottage, to catch him, to arrest him. And so he had packed his bag and was ready to escape. Dear students, here the playwright is making a story. He is trying to befool the intruder. It is a bag, all right, and this is a gun, all right. What is all this? Intruder said had to clue to all this. He agreed that Girard had a bag and a gun, and why was he carrying odd stuff like artificial mustache, wigs, and probes, etc. Then what happened? Girard, that is a disguised outfit, false mustaches, and what not. Now, do you believe me? Girard replied that he was carrying these props so that he could change his appearance in order to hide himself. He hoped that an intruder would believe him. What an intruder said? Intruder, musingly. I don't know. Musingly means thinking over it and said that he did not know. He was still doubtful about the Girard's words. Girard, for God's sake, clear that muddled hat of yours and let us go. Come with me in the car. I can use you. I, if you find it's a frame, you have got me in the car and you have still got your gun. So Girard requested the intruder to believe his words, and accompany him in his car. He said that the intruder could help him escape, and if he felt that Girard's words were false, he could kill him with his gun. Actually, he is trying to befool the intruder. He said that the intruder should believe him and come with him in his car. Intruder, maybe you are right. Intruder said that Girard might be right. Intruder believed Girard and said that probably he was right, he might be right. Then Girard said, Girard, then don't waste time. Goes and picks up hat and bags. Girard was in hurry and he said that he picked up his hat and bag and he said that don't waste the time. Intruder, careful boss, I'm watching you. The intruder warned Girard that he was watching his moves, so he should not do any mischief. He should not try to become smart, Gerard. I have got a man posted on the main road. He will ring up if he sees the police. But I don't want to leave. Telephone bell rings. Come on, they are after us. Through here, straight to the garage. So Girard said that one of his men had been appointed on the road to warn him if he saw the police. Just then the telephone bell rang and Girard said that it was time to leave. He directed the intruder to leave through the garage door. Then intruder, how do I know that you are telling the truth? Intruder was doubtful. He asked how he could believe Girard. Then Girard said, oh, don't be a fool. Look for yourself. Girard opens door and steps away. Intruder leans forward to inspect it. with his side towards Gerard, but with the revolver ready. As he turns his head, Gerard gives a push into the cupboard, knocking the revolver out of his hand. He slams the door and locks it, picks up the revolver and goes to the phone where he stands with the gun pointed at the cupboard cupboard door. So what happened? Girard said that the intruder should not be foolish, and he asked him to come with him. And what happened then? He asked him to see for himself. He opened the door and stepped to one side so that the intruder could see outside. The intruder leaned, bent forward with his gun still. Then what happened? What happened then? Gerard pushed him in a cupboard and locked that cupboard, and he snatched the gun from his hand into the rattles door and shouts. Rattles means knocks. Intruder rattled the door of the cupboard and shouted to be freed. Let me out of free, he requested for the freedom. Gerard, hello, yes, speaking. Sorry, I can't let you have the props in time for rehearsal. I have had a spot of bother. Quite amusing. I think I'll put it in my next play. Listen, can you tell your friend, the sergeant means police officer, to come up here at once? You will probably find him in the public bar. So Gerard answered the phone. Now Gerard is taking the phone and he answered the phone and said that he would not be able to deliver the props in time for the rehearsal of the play because he had been troubled by someone. He added that he would add this incident to his next play. He shows that Gerard was a playwright. This shows that Gerard was a playwright, and he asked the person to send the sergeant to his residence. He said that probably the sergeant could be found in the bar. So, dear students, in this way, with his presence of mind, the playwright not only caught the intruder but also saved himself from being killed by the intruder. So, we should have presence of mind. This is all about the play, and it tells us that we should not lose heart. We should try to use our mind, and we should face the situation heroically with great courage, and at last we will get success. Similarly, and the playwright also got success, and he saved himself, and he used his brain, used his presence of mind, and he saved himself from the intruder, and he also caught the intruder and handed him over to the police. So this was all about the play. Thank you for watching.